Okay, we're live, everybody. Yay.
Do you need this while you're up there?
No, I got mine here. All right, so we're going to talk about the Go Home Hub today. Raise your hand if you've heard about the Go Home Hubs. You haven't heard about the Go Home Hubs yet?
I haven't been here.
Okay, perfect. Raise your hand if you feel like you need help lead generating. Yeah, who wants to take more listings? Okay, perfect. So y'all pay attention. Here's how I like to do this. If you want to follow along on your own device, you're more than welcome to do it, but I promise you, you will lose out. Wow. That was loud. You will lose knowledge. So may I suggest, since we're recording today, it's on our YouTube channel, which is Lone Star DFW Agents. Just go find Lone Star DFW Agents on YouTube and click on the live heading. You'll see there's actually a lot of class material in there that we've recorded over the last few months, right? So if you feel like you've missed something, you can go back to that, okay? So the Go Home Hubs are essentially, think of it as it's a software platform, right? And the intention here is to bring you into a closer and more purposeful relationship with your client base, right? And when I say client base, here's what this is geared towards. This is geared towards anybody that has bought or sold a property with you. But beyond that, anybody that you know is a homeowner now, right? Because this is a piece of massive value to them. And I like to always start these off by just reminding you that you can use this or not use this. It doesn't affect how much money you pay to anybody, okay? The Go Network has picked up the tab for you on this. Now, if you were not a member of the Go Network, this is about $200 a month. So, you guys should use this. What I'm going to teach you today is what the program is, right? And more importantly, how you can lead generate with it, okay?
Hold on, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, are you on YouTube now? Is my picture showing up?
No, that's why I want to change.
It's not showing up?
This is the one showing. You are not coming. You have to change something.
Okay, yep. Thank you for checking into that. That is sometimes a problem.
That's why I said let me check.
So I'm just going to turn picture-in-picture
Only
off.
the voice come, but
That's okay. No, people don't need to see me. I don't care about that. Okay, great. So this is the login screen. Here's how you get there. NovaLink, go to My Business. It's down in that section, all right? So let me get logged in. Truth be told, I'm already logged in. Here we go. Here's the agent dashboard. Can you guys see that okay?
yeah.
Okay. So when you have the agent dashboard open, it's going to show you how many homeowners you have under management first. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. I think I could use that. This is more like what you're going to see. There we go. I thought that was a little bit too small. Heck, I couldn't even see it. Okay, so homeowners under management. This is going to show you how many contacts you've uploaded, how many of those contacts have an address attached to them, and how many home hubs you have. So as you can see, this is my actual account. Okay, this is my actual data, and everybody that I have uploaded, the 90 that doesn't have an address, it's found 15 potential addresses because it's smart. It's got massive data, and it goes out there and finds what it thinks are matches. Now, I'm going to be careful not to go super deep today because this is being recorded. It's out on YouTube public, and I don't want my client data out there for the world to see, okay? So I apologize. I have to keep things a little bit hush-hush, but what I want you to know is I've only got 28 hubs active out of my 499. I got a lot of work to do. But the first thing you want to do is import your contacts. So I think everyone in here is a command user, yes?
Yes.
So you can export your contacts from command. So those of you, Bunu, for example, I know you were in my new agent class where I show you how to take everybody in your phone and put them into your command. Well, you can do a reverse process of that. You take everybody out of command through an export. It will email a file to you. You can then take that file and point it over here at the Go Home Hub by clicking Import Contacts, okay? And then once your contacts have been imported into the system, it doesn't actually send invitations to do for home hubs yet, but it's a simple one click, right? You just click invite homeowner next to the person and it sends them an email saying your agent has invited you to a home hub, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's the process by which it's done. It's really pretty self-explanatory. Let me tell you the reason why you want to upload your contacts. Obviously, the first reason, it's a lot easier to get them invited if you've got them in here. But the second reason is, look at the next step down here. Okay? The opportunities section is taking a look at all the contacts that I have given it, and it's running its data analytics. And it has found that out of my 499 contacts, 200 of them are likely sellers. In other words, it knows that they're on the path to selling that property. That is a massive amount, okay? Yes, ma'am. Talk into the mic.
How do you know these are the sellers? They may not interested to selling house, or what is the perspective? You're looking, there is a 200 sellers in your data.
So how the question is, how do you know?
How do you
How
know?
does it know?
Math.
Well, let me ask you a question. You're not a good example because I know you're a vegetarian. Everybody else, do you like sausage? Do you want to know how it's made? That's the thing I'm going to tell you. You don't want to know what's in the sausage. All I can tell you is this. The data is through Cotality, formerly known as CoreLogic. You might know them from great software platforms such as Realist Tax, okay? That is the technology behind Realist Tax. What I can tell you is it's public data, and they do great things with it. And what I can't do, because I'm being recorded and this is public, is I can't click on here and show you the list of people. But were I to do that, you would see a list of names, addresses, and a propensity to sell score, ranked from 99 at the highest all the way down, okay? And I'm just going to tell you, because this is my database and I know most of these people, it's freakishly accurate. Like, it's kind of scary how accurate it is. Teresa, you have a question?
I do have a question. Thank you. I have a couple that have popped up on mine, and they are very recent clients of mine.
Yeah.
And they bought a home and sold a home with me. There's two different couples, and they show up on that list. But they're also friends of mine, like personal friends. And my question is, like, what would I do with them? Because I know, like, personally that they're not thinking about it. But they're showing up, and within the last 2-3 years, they've bought and sold already.
Is it possible there's something they're not telling you?
Maybe. I mean, that's always a possibility.
So listen, here's the rule with anything tech. There's no magic bullet, right? Thank goodness, because I want to be the gatekeeper of what's true and what's not true. This is a good idea. This is a guide, right? Maybe they just went and adopted a puppy. Maybe they just, maybe they've got a new grandchild. Maybe they just had a kid. Maybe they're just married. I mean, there are, the inputs that come into this, I mean, are far-reaching, right? All I can tell you is, when I look at mine, I'm seeing people that I just signed a listing agreement with. I'm seeing people that they just bought their first house through me, okay? I'm seeing people that, I've been having discussions with about selling, and I know that they're probably legitimately 6 months away from selling, and it's finding it, right? So here's the point. The point is, If I had to go take 10 listings today, I know I don't have to call 499 people. I can go and start with the most likely sellers, okay? And let me also show you some of the other metrics, right? Because they're called opportunities for a reason. Maybe they are something that would directly lead to a transaction, but you know what? Maybe it was something that would lead to you being able to have a better, more productive, and more valuable conversation with that person. So, right, for example, increasing property taxes. I've got 5 people that it knows the property taxes are increasing, okay? How does it know that? Again, I don't know that I care about how it knows that, but I know that these are 5 people I should be calling and saying, hey, listen, I'm sure your property taxes are going to go up, right? Let's talk about how you go through a protest. How do I bring you value? Because at the end of the day, do you want to be a realtor or do you want to be their wealth advisor? A realtor does a transaction every 9 years with every client, on average. That's what it is now. Once every 9 years, somebody moves, right? I don't know about you, but I don't love the prospect of only getting paid once every 9 years. Like, that doesn't sit well with me. What I would rather do is expand my empire by bringing so much value to people that they refer me to their friends and their family, right? I want to have wealth conversations with people. Maybe the client that you have, Teresa, maybe they don't need to move. Maybe they need to buy their first investment property, right? Who do you want them to go to for that? The listing agent they find on the Z Monster or you? Maybe something is broken in their house. Maybe they desperately need a roofer. Do you want them to hire the chuck in a truck, or do you want them to hire somebody that you know will take exceptional care of them and put a good roof on there so that their life experience is positive and good, right? Remember, we say a lot in the Keller Williams world, money is good for the good it can do, right? That's for absolute sure. But, we also say that, we should always be a blessing to somebody else. And that will never leave me, right? If you're having a hard time picking up the phone and calling people, hands up if that's you, okay? If you hate calling people, first off, this is an emergency that you get over this, because you will not survive as a realtor if you're not picking up the phone. It is just that simple. So would you like to have something to talk to them about? A reason to call them. I'm going to say I fall into that camp. I don't love picking up the phone and calling people. Every time I'm called to do it, I have to argue with myself for a little bit until I find the reason why I'm calling them, right? This is where the value of the Go Home Hub is so strong, because it gives you multiple reasons to call them, okay? And that's what these opportunities are. Let me move along, right? So here we are. I've got 9 people with an above market mortgage rate. Now, if I call those 9 people and I say, hey, look, you're in an above market mortgage rate. Let's get you with a couple of lenders. Let's save you some money through a refinance.
You means above the market mortgage means they are higher interest rate, you mean?
That's correct. That means they're currently it sees that their mortgage is currently higher than what they could go out there right now and get a refinance. Now, you as a realtor, does that benefit you directly? Directly, it doesn't. And if you care that much about them, to call and say, hey, listen, I see you're paying more than you need to pay for that house. Let's get you some help, right? Did the person on Zillow that they're looking at, did that listing agent or that agent that's paying to be recommended, did they have that conversation with them proactively? No, they didn't. You're the one that cares about them. Look, everybody, before we started this class, we talked a lot about AI and what AI models you're using, right? AI is great. And if we don't want AI to come for our jobs, we have to bring value that AI can't bring, okay? And that's going to get harder and harder and harder as AI gets better, right? The one thing that technology hasn't been able to replace yet, and God knows they've been trying, is our relationships. But y'all, if our relationships with our clients is not extraordinarily strong, we will be easily replaced. And I don't want that. I don't want that for me, and I don't want that for you, right?
Right.
All right, look, who's in an over 5% interest rate? Who's a likely borrower? Yes, it goes out and sees who's going to buy. Who's pulled a building permit? That's coming soon. High climate risk. I have no idea what that means.
That's I looked that up. That is if so if they're like if you're in Oklahoma and there's you're in a zone where there's high tornadoes, or if you're
okay.
on the coast where there's.
Gotcha.
So it's when it says high climate, it literally is the climate.
Okay, so look, older homes over 40 years. I've got 73 people, right? These might be questions that I say, hey, listen, I know you're in a 40-year plus home. You know, is there something that your home needs that I could connect you with a professional with, right? Who's a likely borrower for a HELOC? Who's a likely borrower for a refi, right? Remember, there are lead pipelines in here for your loan officers as well, okay?
Quick questions, Mike.
Yes.
The older homes you see more than 40 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think we should call them and regarding their, the remodel, like, talk to about their construction or the moving. How do you talk with these
The
people?
answer to the question is, if you think we should call them, the answer is always yes, because you don't never know where your conversation's going to go, right? Like, I grew up in a house that, became 40 years old before, my parents sold it. And they hated that house by about that time, because every time they turned around, they're having to do something to it, right?
My questions is like, I just need to know your perspective. How do you start talking, and what do you say about their old house?
So what would let's think about this collectively, right? I mean, if you're asking me, I would say something like, hey, listen, I know your home is older. What's your experience been like with it lately? Because I believe in asking questions. Telling ain't selling, right? Ask them questions about it, right? I feel like maybe, a little birdie told me you might need some help,
I mean, I get what you're saying, because if you say the wrong thing, that could be insulting, kind of,
Because they are already connected with the house, or especially the older people, they're connected.
But what's the cost of not saying something?
That's probably where I would go into AI, and I would do a prompt and say, I need, draft me like something professional,
Right.
And I would put it in there like a recommendation. In my voice, the more you do in your AI and put in there, how should I, begin a conversation with a past client that's been in their house for, 45 years or whatever. How can I start that conversation? And I'd like to do it professionally, but in my voice, and then see what they.
So there you go. We're just going to ask Gemini here. And I just said, what should I tell clients whose homes are over 40 years old on the phone? Yeah. And I'm just starting with Gem, so it doesn't know me as well.
So it doesn't have your whole.
But it doesn't know everything about me yet. But here are some things. Homes of this era sometimes use asbestos and popcorn ceilings. That's not true, by the way. Pipe insulation or flooring. I don't know. Maybe this was a bad time to do this, but
Only
here you go.
Only if you don't have the foundation in there where that particular AI has your your voice and whatever.
Exactly.
But
I see another
that's where I would
question.
start.
Can you pass him the mic so he can talk?
I'd say not really a question, but more of I would use it as just a one checkbox. Okay, it's older than 40. It's older than 40 years. How much equity they got, all the interest rates. So you kind of use it as collectively. So you won't go in it just as, oh, your house is over 40 years old. It may be like, hey, I see that you have a lot of equity. Did you maybe?
And we're about to get into that.
house.
We're actually about to get into that next. Yeah, for sure. Here's the reason why these are all listed here. These are all signals that someone's about to make a transaction. There's a correlation between homes over 40 and that person selling that home. That's the reason why it's there. All right, let's get into what the home hubs actually are. And for this, I'm going to show you my actual home, and I'm just going to move around until it loads. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay. I don't mind showing you my own personal home, okay? So here we go. So here's what your homework is going to be. You need to log in and create your own personal home hub so that you can become more familiar with what the product is. And I promise you, you're going to come up with things to say, right? Because it's so much value here. It's very value rich. So what you're seeing now is my home hub. This is the same view that I have as a homeowner. Everybody that sets up a home with you, this is the exact view that they're going to have as well. And if the home hub is under your name, right, as the agent, you can go in and have full visibility as if you were them. So it's all the same view. It's important to talk about that. So when I look at this, it's going to land me in the dashboard view, right? And it's going to give me the most high priority of things, right? Things like, you know, are there any alerts? For example, so I noticed that when, you know, a couple of weeks ago when we were coming up on a big ice storm, you know, it had things like, hey, there's a winter weather watch for your area, things like that, okay? It's pretty self-explanatory stuff, okay? Let's go into the details. We're going to go to the manage home part. So again, this is mainly for, you know, the physical aspects of their home. This helps them become be a better homeowner and not let maintenance things stack up. Now, what it does not do is it does not just pick some random arbitrary schedule and say, hey, do this, do that, do this. It does not do that. In fact, it does nothing until you complete your home inventory, right? So I've done a few things in my own home. I need to focus more on it, of course. We're going to get more into what that looks like in here in just a second. But when there's a maintenance item that's due, it's going to tell you, you know, right here based on what you've told it about your home. More importantly, if you need help, such as an electrician, a handyman, a house cleaner. In fact, I can go down here to browse categories. And here's my popular things. Here's real estate services, appliances, architects, etc., etc. All right, and it keeps going and going. And you guys all remember that thing we used to use called the yellow pages, right?
What?
Yeah, think of this as a digital yellow pages. I like showing, let's see, real estate services. I think we can go look for home inspectors. I use this because I can show this off. So I've clicked on a home inspector, but this works for roofers, plumbers, electricians, handyman, all that. And we have a network that we've built. And within 25 miles of my house, okay, so within 25 miles radius of your hub's location, whoever your recommended vendors are going to pop up automatically. And as you can see, some vendors, you can even request service directly here. So if I wanted Tex Inspect to come and take a look at a property, I can click request service right here. If they don't want to use a recommended person, they can still click view other professionals and it will pull the entire basically phone book up, right? And allow them to request services through there as well. Now what you can do is you can turn on and off who your recommended vendors are. You can also, and this is something you might want to show your people, you might want to show them if they can't find something, you know, it goes off of where the person reports their main location is. So if I turn the 25 miles off, now I get Elite, Housemaster, Innovex. These are all people that support our office. Our office vendors are preloaded as recommended, okay? But like Elite Inspection, you know, they certainly work in this area, but they are not within, their home base is not within 25 miles of my house.
Yeah, quick questions. When we send our client home hubs, okay, the clients are able to see all these things, or we only can see?
Absolutely. This is exactly the same view that any any of my clients would have.
Okay.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so this is great for when you have, this is what you want to train people to see. By the way, if you ever need a good plumber or a good roofer, it's in your home hub. I can show you where it's at if you like, right? This is all bringing value to them. All right, we're going to go to the next tab, which is going to be Save Money. This is mainly focused towards financial professionals. So what I want you to see is, I'm going to scroll down just a bit, and obviously I'm going to be the real estate agent involved because it's in my hub. Same thing for you. However, the loan officer that did your client's loan, you should connect them as that person in here. I've chosen Jefferson on this deal, which means if a lead comes through, if this person says, I want to refinance, it'll email Jefferson. Hey, Mike wants to refinance his house. You should reach out to him. Pretty cool. And I'm a big believer in this. Look, I've got like 4 or 5 lenders personally that I have great relationships with, and I don't want to be locked into one lender, right? So I love the ability of having a specific lender, right, that was involved in the transaction that I can put in here.
Yeah, one more question. Did you add there Jefferson, or
Yes,
he's already there?
I added that in.
You show me how do I add? Okay.
I'll show you that at
Thank
the end.
you.
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
Okay?
You're at tech at KW Arlington, right?
No, I'm tech at MyGo Network. Yeah, if you ever need me, tech at mygonetwork.com.
I'm going to send you what I typed in for that 40-year plus house and how it ties it into Home Hub. How
Oh,
to use
perfect.
Home Hub as a soft pivot.
Perfect. All right, so let's focus on what the Save Money tab gives you. You'll notice at the top, it shows me everything about my mortgage. It says I'm in a 25-year fixed through Mr. Cooper at 2.75%. It shows me how much I've paid and what my payoff is. That's pretty cool, right?
It is.
Do y'all think I had to tell it that?
No. But one more
I didn't.
questions. My client, the percentage is not matching.
If your percentages aren't matching, you click Update and you can fix it.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Here's the point. The point is, I can see the details of my loan. I can see the things the lender probably doesn't want me to know. Like, how much have I paid towards principal versus interest? How much the life of my loan I'm going to pay in interest? If I want to make extra payments, it's going to soft suggest, hey, look, Mike, if you pay $200 a month extra, you're going to save almost $13,000 and you're going to knock 2 years off my loan. And if I've already made extra payments that it doesn't know about, I can go through here and report those. I can also play with the simulator. If I could make more, let's say I could make $600 extra a month, it changes the amount. It refigures it. Hey, you're going to save $30,827 and you're going to knock 5 years off your loan in doing so, right? So this is a really good way of suggesting to people what they can do with extra money that they find. Average mortgage rates, and it does it both in mortgage, purchases, and refinances. This updates daily from the Mortgage Bankers Association. So I don't have to call my lenders every day and say, hey, what are the rates today? I can look and I can see that right now people are getting a 6.240 according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. So it gives me a good idea of the rates. Same thing on refi rates, right? Like look at a 15-year fixed right now. It's down to 5.5. So there you go. You can buy. People that say, hey, I want a 5% interest rate. No problem. Go 15 years. It's 5.478 right now today. I didn't buy anything down. What's your next objection? Further on down, these are refinance scenarios. And I look, y'all, this is not good as an example because I'm in a 2.5 or 2.75% rate. But if I weren't, I'd see a lot of green here. Hey, if you how many of you guys closed a buyer last year or in 2024 at 8%, right? What were the rates in 2024? Mid sevens to 8. You might have a buyer hanging out there still with a rate like that. Well, they can come through here and say, hey, how many more years do you plan to own your house? And you can slide this back and forth. So like, let's say they just bought it, like, oh, I'm going to spend another 20 years there, right? It's going to refigure all these based on that term and how much money that they can save with a refinance to today's rates from where they're at now. Granted, mine are all red, but for most people, it's going to still be green. It's going to say, hey, you could save $160,000 or you could save 25 cents, whatever, right? It allows you to have financial conversations about their loan. It's great. Okay, let's go to my favorite tab. This is Build Wealth. So again, this is going to show two important figures. It's going to show my current home equity position. So I'm sitting on 388, 386. That's 52% of my home's value is locked up in equity. And if that's wrong, I can update my loan information here and it will recompute those numbers. Over here in the middle, my average home value estimate is generated by averaging estimates from the sources below. Totality will always be an input. The Z-monster will always be an input. And sometimes, most of the time, Atom data will be. Now, the downside with Atom data is they seem to only be putting things out quarterly, right? So it's going to average these three to come up with that number. Now, some of y'all are looking at this and going, hang on, Mike. Those three numbers don't average to 750K, and that's because this is the demo account, and I had overridden that at some point in the past, okay? But for you, it's going to work. Here's the point.
Sorry.
The point is, I want you to have conversations about home values without having to do a CMA. I like to use this during the second quarter. What does everybody get at the beginning of the second quarter in the mail if they're a homeowner? Your tax valuation, right? Think that might be important to your homeowners. Now, what if they can go into their very own home hub that shows them live data and they can see what 3 automated valuation models come up with? Maybe they can get some kind of an idea if the tax office is crazy or not. Because what does the tax office use? They use their very own automatic valuation model. So you have data points to compare it against. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, quick questions. I see the totality and Gilo is like just 10,000, some amount. But why Atom is little bit higher, the...
I don't know how the sausage is made.
Oh.
I'm just telling you that.
Okay.
How is it higher? Because their algorithms indicate that it's higher. That's all I can tell you. Okay. Here's what I want you to see though. Want to know your home's true value? Request a home valuation report. What do y'all think happens when I click that?
Does it go to
The realtor can get an email?
Exactly. Hey, here, we will send this to Mike Serbin, your agent. It does not try to replace you. It knows that you are the ultimate expert when it comes to their home value, right? I love this because like anything tech and anything AI, it's just a guide. It's just a point of data. It's just a good idea. It is not the law. And you should all thank your lucky stars that it's not the law, because if it was, we wouldn't have a need to have a profession. We wouldn't be here. We would be replaced. Scrolling down here in the My Business, this is the Build Wealth tab. It's going to give me an idea like, hey, I could make improvements to my home to a potential value of $799,500. And it does that based, because it knows the comps in my area. It knows my neighborhood. There are $800,000 houses in my neighborhood, right, Teresa? Mm-hmm. Teresa has a great listing, not behind my house, but very close. It's got 2 primary suites, one on the second floor, one on the first floor. So if you have anybody looking for multi-generational...
And 2 laundry rooms.
And 2 laundry rooms. So if you have anybody looking for multi-generational living, go see Teresa. But here we go, look at this. It says I can buy, if I were to convert all $388,000 of my home equity as a down payment, I could afford a new home of, I can't believe that. 1.9 million. Yeah, I don't think so. But I could rent if I rented my house, I could go spend up to $795 because I've got the cash for it. Or I could buy $545,000 worth of investment properties. This is what I want you guys to see, because don't stop at selling people one house. Here's the question. Do you need one house? Do you only need one house? Absolutely not. There are multiple ways of building wealth. Real estate just happens to be one of the best. Don't stop at one house, okay? Great. The More tab, we're going to come down here, and I told you I would show you this. Improvements. So it thinks that there's a remodel upside of $49.5 by repainting interior surfaces and by reclaiming space and building a full bath. Now, y'all, I'm going to tell you this is wrong in my particular case, because public data thinks that I have 3 bathrooms in my 4,000 square foot house. I actually have 4. But because it knows the difference in what properties sell for between 3 bath and 4 bathroom houses in my neighborhood, it's going, yo, you need an extra bathroom to maximize your value. And that makes sense to me, right?
You mean half bathroom?
No, that's a full bathroom. Also, the project cost estimator. Sorry?
You technically already have that value then?
I do. The project cost estimator. Let's say you are contemplating doing something like, hey, let's say I'm going to do a bathroom remodel. Okay, so how many square feet is the bathroom? Let's say it's, what's the square footage of a bathroom?
10 by 14, 10 by 13, it depends.
That's a big bathroom. Okay, we'll say 140 square feet, like it's a master bathroom, right? Upgrade quality, do I want economy, average? Well, of course I want premium. And it will say generate your estimate. And it's pulling this from from its real data insights based in that area, right? I could go through and change the quality, and it's going to give me a different number. Point is, it's a data point people can have, okay? All right, my home. You noticed I skip a couple because they're very self-explanatory. My home. So the My Home dashboard is going to tell me, like, what did I buy it for? When did I buy it? Blah, blah, blah. It's going to have links to my insurance binder and my warranty information that I uploaded, if I uploaded it. It's going to show me things that might be a high failure risk based on the age of my house, or really it's based on the age of the item, okay? Let's talk about the inventory. This is an important thing to do, but it does require work. So this allows me to go look at things like systems, utilities, what's in my kitchen, what's in my bathrooms, like, how old is my shower head? Like, what kind of flooring do I have? Things like that. And when you start answering these questions and providing that information, it's then going to put in place a maintenance schedule and replacement schedule. So I have not done a lot of this. However, I have told it that I have my water heaters. I've told them the type of water heater it is, where it's located, and their age. Those are the 2 failure risks, because it knows I have 2 12-year-old water heaters, and it thinks the average lifespan of a water heater is about 10 years, because it really is, right? That's where that's coming from. Now, I realize not everybody is going to want to go through their house and do a home inventory. Maybe this is something you do, or maybe they can hire that out. Those are services that they can do here. Do it for me, okay? But look, it's not required, y'all, okay? Last thing I'm going to show you in the Home Hub, the actual hub, is the Documents section, because I really want you guys to do this. If you have a buyer, specifically a buyer, right, set this up for them. Upload their appraisal if they give it to you. That's what this is. Here's my appraisal. Show of hands. Who asks every buyer that you represent to give you their appraisal that gets done on the house? Everybody, y'all need to get into this practice. How are you going to know what values appraisers are giving for certain things in that area if you're not looking at their reports?
Buyer or seller?
Buyer. Sellers typically don't get appraisals, right? But I like to have that here. Here's my survey. Teresa, you've been doing this for a while. Bianca, you've been doing this for a while, right? Have you ever had someone that bought their house through you and when they go to sell it, they've lost the survey?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not going to have that problem because here's my survey right here. Here's my closing disclosure. I can upload my insurance binder, my warranty. I can do all this. I can do it as their agent. They can do it as themselves. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I do have questions. Like
Can we give her the mic?
the two things we need to ask, like we have to tell our buyer, like inspection, which is survey. Am I correct?
No, survey totally different. Survey is this. Yeah, it's kind of small because it's just a thumbnail, but I can download it.
Appraisal and the is also different. Appraisal and then inspection,
Totally different. All different things.
all different.
All
Okay.
different
That
things.
means we need to tell buyer both. You have
Yes.
to have a the appraisal
Well, the
from
lender- the lender handles that, yeah.
and then you have to have a inspection. What is wrong in your that house?
You got to stop saying have to.
Oh,
They don't have to do
don't
anything
have to,
that
okay.
you tell them, right?
but it is the best if
Your
you do
advice is to have an inspection done.
inspection. Okay.
I advise you to have an inspection done.
Okay.
It's a good idea to have an inspection done so you know what you're buying, because when you're buying a house, you're buying all the good and all the bad,
Right.
right?
Okay. Thank you.
Your lender, if there's a lender involved, are probably going to have an appraisal, right? You know, there's always going to be a survey involved, whether it's an old survey or a new survey, almost always, okay? Great. Okay, those are the hubs. That's what the hubs look like. By the way, last thing in the hubs, the settings here, under hub members, you can go through here and add. This is how you add who the lender is. Or you can invite more members. So if I wanted somebody else to join my hub, like a spouse, I could invite them, right? Anybody I want, I can invite them to my home hub. And again, this is not functionality that's specific to an agent. Okay? Sound good?
You
Okay.
mean we cannot invite our customer or client?
You
Only the
certainly
family
can.
member.
You can invite anybody.
Oh,
This is once they have the hub. This is not the agent. I need y'all to hear me. This is nothing. This, what you've been seeing, is not agent specific. This is the exact same thing that your client has.
What he was saying is if he invites, Joe, his client, and he sets the hub up, then Joe can invite his wife, Sally.
oh, okay.
You could invite Sally also.
Okay.
But let's say Joe's like, man,
Joe
this
has
is.
the option he can add now to the hub.
Let's say Joe says, man, this is great. Sally, don't you think it's great? Yeah, I sure do. Hey, you know what? Let's let Becky Sue have access. I want her to see what their home was worth too. Maybe you've got a kid and you want to teach your kid about how to build wealth, right? You want to teach your kid about what home ownership looks like. This would be a good thing to invite your kids to, right?
Yeah, one more question. When we invite them, they are able to see everything again like we are seeing, or they only access to see their house?
They only get to see their house.
Oh, no.
They don't get to see everybody else's house.
Okay,
No.
thank you.
All right, I'm going to go back to the dashboard, the agent dashboard real quick, because I want you to see the rest of this. So we talked a little bit about the opportunities a minute ago. We've had some people that just joined us a little bit later. So I'm going to make a real fast recap over that. So the two of you that joined us later, pay quick attention to this. Once you've uploaded your contacts into the Home Hub as an agent, it will run the predictive analytics on it. So out of my 499 people, I've got 200 likely sellers. This is being recorded, this is live streamed publicly on YouTube. Therefore, I am not going to click here and reveal that this is my actual account data. So I'm not going to click on that. But if I were to, it would give you a list in order of who's going to sell next, or who's got increasing property taxes, right? Who's got an above market mortgage, who's about to buy, who's just pulled a building permit, right? Who's got an older home, all that stuff. These are all events or, factors that are correlated with somebody buying or selling or, doing a real estate transaction. This is why you want to get your information into the Go Home Hubs, your client data, and then have conversations with them. That's what we're going to end with in just a second. We're going to end with, maybe we're going to do some script work, all of us together, on how to introduce this product, okay? So, I want to show you landing pages. That's going to be the little square guy down here. This is for people like me that are lazy. I mean, efficient. Okay, lazy. And y'all, you're only going to have one option. You're not going to see a gazillion like me. And here's what matters. When you click on landing pages, you're going to see a link right here. And this is a link that only goes to your account. Yes, you can change your logos, and yes, you can and should host your information about brokerage services link. What I want you to know is this part here never changes, and when somebody goes to that URL, it's going to give them a quick little video about what this is. It's going to allow them to claim their own home. So if, let's say if Jackson over here, if you were to put your home address in and say claim and fill this out, you will then have your own hub created for your own hub, and I would just happen to be your real estate agent. Isn't that great? That's the lazy man's way of getting a home hub created. So here's where this is important. I'm sorry, I've been sitting too long. Let's say, who door knocks? Does anyone door knock?
Door lock?
Door knock. Go door knock your neighborhood.
Oh, I do. We do.
Yeah. Well, what if you had a QR code on your phone or on a flyer? Hey, I want to invite you, my neighbor, to a home hub. This is what it does, blah, 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 blah. Scan here. They click their own home, boom. All of a sudden, what do you have? You have their name, you have their address, you have their email, you probably have their phone number. Wow, what are the 4 things, y'all? What are the 4 things that I tell you in new agent orientation that you need? You just nailed all 4 of them with a QR code. That's pretty easy, right? Why wouldn't you do that? Right? Open house people. Who does open houses in here? I'm going to lower my hand because I don't. Okay? But what if you offered that to people at an open house?
They love it.
They absolutely love it. Because what are you not doing? Oh, please buy a house from me, please, please. You're not doing that, right? You're not begging anymore. Stop begging. Start providing value. Okay? So, let's talk about this. You pick up the phone. Ring, ring. Your client answers. Somebody that you even kind of know answers. You just happen to know they own a home. What would you say to them? Let's mastermind together a little bit about this. Who's a script person here?
Okay, I see it.
Great. Bianca,
Where to go.
Bianca, how about this?
Okay. Hello.
I'm sick.
No, stay with her, Teresa.
Okay.
Bianca, you're going to be the agent. Teresa, you're going to be the homeowner on the other end of the phone. Y'all both talk into the mic.
What are we scripting over? Give me the script.
I want you. Here's what I want you to do. You know, she knows who you are. Hopefully, you're her agent. Okay. She owns a home. Whether she bought it from you or not doesn't matter.
Okay.
Your job is to build value in what this is, so that when you send her a link, she actually clicks on it and starts her own hub.
Gonna ring ring? Am I gonna ring ring?
Yeah, you're going to ring, and then
Okay.
she's going to get the mic so she can answer.
You ready? Ring ring.
Hello, this is Teresa.
Hey Teresa, this is Bianca. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing, Bianca?
I am doing great. Hey, I just wanted to call you really quickly. I'm so excited about this tool that I'm able to use to help my homeowners and bring value to them. And it's a website called My Home Hub, and it's like a patient portal for your home. And it's going to give you the ability to see how to build wealth, the price that your home could sell for, different averages, what's going on in your neighborhood, community events, and I also already uploaded your survey, your HOA documents, and all of the pertinent information about your home, so where you can go in and you can access those documents as well. Does that sound like it's something like that would bring value to you?
Maybe. Can I check the site out first before I commit to anything?
Absolutely. I'll do you even one better. I will send you a link, and in that link there will be a video, and it'll tell you all about it. And if you have any other questions, just let me know.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Thanks.
That was really good. Thank you for that. I know you went in cold. It's not that hard, right? And for those of you, Cassie, that are scared to call people, I promise you, Teresa was harder on her than anybody is going to be.
She really was.
Yeah,
She was.
that was. If you could overcome that is by far a harder objection than you're ever going to get from somebody on the phone. It really is, right?
What'd it say?
You did good.
Oh, if I can check it out before I commit to
Yeah,
anything?
because most people are like, yeah, send it over to me because it's somebody that I've already sold a house to.
Yep.
But that's really good because I've had situations. You want me to take the mic?
Yes, that'd be great.
That's my high S. I have no, like, that's...
Well, I was going to say that it's really good that you did give the objective, because you're not only going to call your clients with this information, right? You're going to want to reach out to, say that your community has a national night out. You can print flyers and you can have that QR code. Everybody that's coming is most likely a homeowner. Hey, do you know what the value of your home is? If you're going to knocking on your neighbor's doors or passing out flyers, having that information on there, and if you're having conversations, they may give you obstacles, but you know how to overcome the obstacles. So that was a really good way.
I love that.
To do that.
No, I love it. That's fantastic.
Well, if she
National
hadn't,
Night Out,
if
great
you hadn't
example.
have said anything about the neighborhood and you were just, it's going to show you how to build wealth, excuse me, and what your home value is, I would have probably not. I'm like, this is a sales call, and if I want to know my home value, why, as my realtor, would you not help me with that? Like, why do I need to, But the fact that you said it was going to provide neighborhood information and the documents and all the, like, you gave it a quick.
What if I said
More
to you,
features.
hey, listen, Teresa, I know that I'm your realtor, but I just have a question for you. When you have a question about, how to build long-term wealth, who do you call?
Well, I don't really have anybody.
So listen, part of what I feel is my calling is to help be an advocate for wealth building. And I've got a free technology tool. I just want to give you some access to it. And you know what? I really would like your feedback on it, because I'm just starting this whole process out. Is this something that I can, let me send a link. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send a link to your email. Check it out and let me know what your thoughts are. Here's the idea. The idea is it's always going to show you your home value. It's always going to give you your home equity position. It's going to give you access to things like, daily mortgage and refinance rates. And it's even going to show you how much money you're spending in interest and ways to maybe spend less. Is that something that you might see value in? By the way, I'm picking up the tab on this.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, great.
I think
Watch
it
your
sounds like-
email to be there in 5 minutes. Right?
And I would also check your spam when it's coming from me, because it almost always goes to their spam when I send it.
Does it?
I would just put that little thing in.
Okay, well, I got to let them know that. I'd like it to not go through spam,
It
right?
always goes to spam.
That's good to know, because I've invited people and like sign up.
So some of you guys have been in my classes before. What's my golden rule before we send anything to anybody?
Review.
No? Here's what it is. Never, ever send an email to somebody they're not expecting and that you have not built value in. Right? Does anybody here want to receive more emails every day than they already do?
No, sir.
Since no hands went up, remember your clients are in the same frame of mind. They've got plenty of crappy spam emails. And if they're not prepared to receive what you're sending, you just became spam. And that is the kiss of death in the modern world. You and spam, if y'all are associated with each other, you are done. What is it you say? You're cooked?
You're good.
You are cooked. It's just that simple. Yep. So don't be that person. Don't send these out to people blind. You have to talk to them. You have to. You've got to build value in the program, or else it's just another gimmick. Okay? Last minute questions before we wrap up?
Can I say something?
Absolutely, but can you say it into the mic?
Yes. So I'll say to get over sending out those just random emails and putting them in the system, I started off by actually sending an email or a text message or a phone call and letting them know that I have something to provide them value and that I would love to send it to them. Let me know if they're interested. And then from there, it goes, like if they don't answer the phone call or if they don't, one of those links or one of those tools, they'll respond and say yes. And that will allow me to go ahead and send it and make that follow-up call.
Yeah.
So you can always invite them, say, hey, I have something that I think you'd really be interested in. You know, would you like it? And then go from there.
So questions. How many of you people called, so we just had a big ice storm, right? How many have called all of your clients and made sure that everything is good, they don't have any broken pipes? Raise your hand.
Every single person.
You did, perfect. So what would happen if somebody said, oh, I do have a problem?
Then how do I fix it?
Great. This is why I need to get you into your Go Home Hub, so you can always know when you need help, who to call, right? So that's one thing. That's a great excuse to call. Hailstorms. Man, when a hailstorm happens, we need to be on the phone with everybody that we know. If we care about them, we need to make, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? Do you need help with anything with your house? Who can I connect you with? I guarantee you there's one conversation per year you can have with everybody in your database along that line. Here's the next thing. We already talked about tax time. Early April, we should be calling everybody in our database. This is our second quarter call. Hey, you probably got your tax notice, right? Yes? Yes or no? Great. How did it compare to what's in your Go Home Hub? I'm curious. How
My
about
what?
that? Yeah.
My
Your
what?
Go Home Hub. Yeah.
You mean
You-
property tax?
That's just maintenance at this point. Okay, you've already hopefully had conversations to
already
roll
in
this
there?
out. But what you're doing is every time you talk to somebody, you need to bring them, circle them back to their hub. How about third quarter calls? Hey, I notice you're sitting on $388,000 in home equity. Have you ever considered using that to build some actual wealth? Did you know you have that? So I want to just tell you, a couple months ago now, I was coming back from Dallas. I happened to be in my wife's car, and it was raining a little bit, and her wipers just were terrible. I'm like, oh my God, I got to stop and get some. Well, she happens to have a card that you can't just go to O'Reilly and get wiper blades for, right? So I go into the BMW store here in North Arlington, where I used to be a parts manager there years ago, right? So like occasionally I run into people I know. Well, I walk into the parts counter, and lo and behold, here's a guy I used to work with at a different place years ago, and I was like, wow, how are you doing? He's like, dude, how are you doing? You know how it goes. He's like, are you still in real estate? I'm like, yes, why'd you ask, right? Do you still have the same house? I have you, and of course I pull out my phone. You still at, he's like, I sure am. I said, you know what I want you to do? Would you do me a favor? Help me evaluate a tech tool. Here's what it is. It's going to show you your home equity position, your home's value live, and much, much more. And it doesn't cost you anything. We're not selling your data to anybody. I'm just going to send you an email. Make sure you accept that invitation. He's like, sure thing. I go home. I come up here the next day. I'm checking my emails. His name's James. James has accepted your Home Hub invite. Okay, great. So I go look at James's Home Hub. Now, mind you, James is the guy who drives the beater. James is the guy who would never go out to lunch because he was always broke. Like, this guy has scraped by his whole damn life. Y'all, I got so much of a kick out of calling James and being like, dude, did you know you were sitting on $206,000 in equity, in wealth? He was like, this is the best day ever. I had no idea. I'm like, you're damn near a quarter millionaire. He's like, that's awesome, right? I mean, that's just a cool moment, right? I love being able to have conversations like that, and that's what this tool gives me. So, all right, that's all I got for you today. I think we have maybe a lunch sponsor, snack sponsor, Texan Spec, who we were just talking about. So come on up. Yes. So this product here. Why would you say that? So this product here has our vendors. Our agents are all able to select their preferred vendors. But those vendors like Texan Spec, who have supported our office so generously, are automatically recommended in every one of our agents' home hubs. So out of our agent base, every client that they have that goes into their home hub sees your company as a recommended inspector. So why don't you say a few words?
About this home hub for myself.
Would you like us to set one up for you?
Yeah.
Great.
I'm all sitting here learning stuff. I always learn things from you guys.
Scan my QR code really fast.
Scam it. All right, so I'm Brittany from Texan Spec. I don't know if I recognize really many of you in here, so I'm sorry. But we come here a lot. But so he was talking very bad about us. So, we're the worst home inspector. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're the best. So we have same day, next day availability. So if we can't get your client scheduled within 48 hours, we'll take $100 off of their home inspection. We offer a lot of great warranties and guarantees, and actually we don't really offer. We offer a lot of great services. I'm a little rusty. I feel like since the storm and, holidays, I'm like, I don't know where I'm at speaking at these things anymore. So we offer a lot of great services. So we're basically a one-stop shop. So we can do residential, commercial. We offer mold testing, well water testing. We can do foundation elevation surveys. We do all those invasive little wood destroying insects inspections. So one-stop shop. If you need it for the home inspection, we can do it. We also do superior training. So we train all of our inspectors every Friday for 2 hours, not just on how to conduct a home inspection, but how we deliver that information. So we don't want to scare your clients. We want to make sure that we give them just the facts of what they need to know so they can make the best decision for them. And if you ever hear one of our home inspectors go, "Oh my God," and try to kill a deal, they owe you $100. Now, this won't happen, and if it ever does, my name is Brenda, and I work for somebody else. But if you haven't given us a chance, please do so on your very next inspection. I guarantee you'll be impressed and pleased. So if you already have somebody you know and love, and they can offer you the same great warranties, guarantees, services, they're a diamond in the rough. We're not asking you to get rid of them. Just make us number 2 on your list. But if you don't already have anybody, we would love to be number 1 in your hearts. So use Texan Spec, and I hope you all